Call of Duty is more polarized than ever before. Titles like Modern Warfare and Cold War represent the apex of either side of the Call of Duty dichotomy. No matter what a title does, if it has the signatures of either developer, gamers will be immediately turned off without giving it a second glance. However, at least someone will be happy because each style has its own fanbase. But then there's Sledgehammer. With only 2 solo developed COD titles under their belt thus far, they don't really have an established style yet, especially because they've basically been used as the filler title to give the other studios more time on their games, or to test out new ideas so, again, the other studios have more time to flesh these concepts out. It's still sad for the developers, but before it wasn't that big of a deal. Now, however, they're releasing when the COD schism is at its worst. And even worse for them, they have no stake in it, no allegiance, nothing. No matter what happens, their actions will be criticized, and no one will be truly happy. Hi, my name's Parker Fox, and I want to talk to you about the struggle for Vanguard's identity. The Champion Hill Alpha only gave us a taste of what Vanguard will inevitably be. At the time of writing, we still haven't played 66 multiplayer, created a class, or anything of that nature. Judging simply on how the game feels, however, I think it's an interesting mix of the more realistic feeling of Modern Warfare, thanks to MW's engine, while still retaining enough speed in the movement and animations to feel somewhat Cold War and Treyarch-like. It's an interesting middle ground at the moment, but that can only go so far. Elements like Create a Class can make or break a Call of Duty title, especially depending on what side you're on. And no matter what you do, somebody loses. They can't experiment either though. Ever since Advanced Warfare, COD has tried to retain certain large aspects across all titles for a handful of years, starting with elements like advanced movement and moving into other elements like Gunsmith. Call of Duty titles used to have a lot of liberty to make some creative choices, believe it or not, with every year having more than just a new quirk, but complete overhauls to base systems like Create a Class or even kill streaks. In some ways, for the best, we don't have to relearn COD every year and potentially be stuck with a system we don't like because they wanted to try something different. But in that same vein, it would have only been until the next November that you had to deal with those issues, before another COD title is released. Games like Black Ops 1 and 2 had wildly different systems from each other despite being only 2 years apart. Black Ops 1 allowed you to purchase Create a Class elements with a money system, and Black Ops 2 featured the infamous Pick 10 system. Call of Duty titles don't allow for this kind of leeway anymore, for better or worse. And for Sledgehammer, this means that they'll never really get the chance to show what separates them from everyone else. And honestly, what could they show anyway? Not saying they're incapable, but the COD franchise sits on a dichotomy. You have 2 polar opposite ideologies fighting for control. More realism, complexity, and diversity in gameplay on one side, and a more arcade-style, simplistic, and uniformity in gameplay on the other. Besides a middle ground, which is almost impossible to create considering someone's always going to be upset, there's not much room for another style in there. Something vastly different that's not trying to compete may have worked, and if the rumors were true about the alternate history World War II game, that could have been the exact thing we needed. Something that's not exactly tied to any previous franchise history, that may be allowed to have its own variations on gameplay elements, since the weapons and settings would be so different. But alas, even if this may have been Sledgehammer's or someone else's idea, it will never see the light of day as Activision needs something quick and uniform to fit into its money-making battle royale, leaving Vanguard in its current state. I'm not sure if Vanguard will be bad. It very likely won't be complete and supported, considering it's in a very similar situation to Cold War just a year ago, if not worse. But we've also yet to experience the core elements of what makes a Call of Duty title from Vanguard, so we'll just have to wait and see. However, no matter what they do, I don't envy Sledgehammer's position. They're stuck being the third string call-in while the team is losing against their rival. Can you tell I don't watch sports? Unless they pull off a literal miracle, there's no way they're leaving without at least half of the community being significantly pissed off at them. And in some ways, rightfully so. These are multi-billion-dollar companies. They should be able to make half-decent products, particularly looking at the publishers, in this case, and less so the developers. I mean, you'd think they'd want to make a good product, so then people would buy it more, right? But then again, we have Cold War, so... Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Let me know, are you excited for Vanguard, or are you hanging back a little bit to see some more details first? If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, and I'd love to hear more of your thoughts down in the comments, or even leave me some feedback. I'd love to hear from you, and if you really enjoyed it, subscribing would be very appreciated. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. My name's Parker Fox, and I'll see you all next time.